happening, everybody? And welcome back to Murder and Coffee. My name's Danielle. And I am pretty much full of shit half the time. Random shit, like... Random history facts. Stuff like that. Things that probably annoy a lot of people. I had Ninja Turtles today, guys. Alright. So, this is a two-parter. And when I say two-parter, I really do mean a two-parter episode. So, I chose... Y'all already know my fascination with the mob. My goal was to do a cult this week, and I actually had one ready to go. And then I started reading about a hitman, Richard the Iceman Kuklinski. So, this episode we're going to go into his childhood a little bit and go from there. So, a couple of knowledge facts here. His career spanned over 30 years. And he was the inspiration for the show The Sopranos. Just a heads up. So, Richard the Iceman Kuklinski was the second child of four, born to Stanley and Anna Kuklinski of Polish origin. He was born on April 11th, 1935 in Jersey City, New Jersey. Stanley Kuklinski worked at a railroad as a brakeman. He was an alcoholic who regularly beat his wife and children. Anna, meanwhile, worked at a meat processing plant. She was extremely strict and a devout Catholic. She too would often beat Richard. When he was 5 years old, his older brother Florian was killed by Stanley during one of his many beatings. Obviously, violence runs in this family. On discovering he had killed his son, Stanley ordered Anna to call the hospital and report that Florian had fallen down the stairs, and hit his head. Soon, Stanley left his family, the whole family, and Richard was left to fend for himself. By the age of 16, he was already known for his explosive temper and his willingness to kill. So, in 1948, when he was 13 years old, he ambushed and beat Charlie Lane, the leader of a small gang of teenagers known as the Project Boys, who had bullied him for some time. So, following a particularly bad beating, Richard sought revenge. He attacked Charlie Lane with a thick wooden dowel from a closet, eventually beating him to death. Although he denied wanting to kill Lane, the bully did not wake up. He then dumped Lane's body off a bridge in South Jersey after removing his teeth and chopping off his fingertips with a hatchet in an effort to prevent identification of the body. The body never fucking found. He then went in search of the other boys in the gang. He seized a metal pole from a trash can and beat all of them nearly to death. So, in the HBO documentary Iceman, Confessions of a Mafia Hitman, came out in 1992. That was the day he killed Corey Lane, that he learned it was better to give than to receive. And according to his own statements, he would hurt someone just for making him feel bad about something. His number one pet peeve was loudmouthed people because they reminded him of his father. He also stated that he had abused animals as a young child, such as killing cats and dogs by torturing them. So, he was pretty fucked up. I've been watching a lot of documentaries and stuff about this guy, listening to a lot of podcasts, and they're all pretty dope as fuck. Let's see here. Let's go through a timeline real quick, because I love timelines. So 1949, his first murder. He was 14. 1961, Barbara and Richard are married. Barbara was like the love of his life. 1965 through 1985, became a contract killer for Roy DeMeo, capo of the Gambino crime family. 1971, Bruno Latini, found murdered in New York City. 1980, murder of Detective Peter Calabro. 1980, George Malaban's body was found in a barrel. 1981, murder of Paul Hoffman. 1982, body of Gary Smith found under bed in a York Motor Hotel. 1982, Danny Deppner murdered. 1983, body of Robert Prongay, aka Mr. Softy, found shot to death. 1983, Louis Mazgay's murder earned him the name Iceman, and we'll go into that one later. 1984, Roy DeMeo found shot to death. 1986, he was arrested. 1988, sentenced to multiple life sentences, eligible for parole when he is 111 years old. 2006, died on March 6th. All murder charges were dropped. It said that he had Kawasaki's disease, and we're going to go into that one also, because it's pretty, like, damning evidence. And we're going to go into a lot of things with this one. Everything that led up. His brother, so he and his brother were actually in the same prison in New Jersey. His younger brother was the convicted rapist and murderer Joseph Kuklinski. He had raped and beat a girl and threw her off of a building. Her and her fucking dog. So, it's... he is speculated to kill over, in his words, 200 people. At least, that's the sum I'm getting. Like, from everything I've watched, interviews I've listened to, stuff like that. And it's pretty damning evidence, honestly. Like, it is insane. He had always wanted to be a wise guy, but because he was Polish, couldn't do it. So I took some notes during watching part of an interview, and Jesus Christ. That's all I gotta say. This guy fucking... The only time he seems legitimately happy is when he's talking about his wife and kids. And he says that's the only reason he wishes he didn't do what he had to do. And that he didn't get caught. Because it came back to his fucking family. The one friend... What was it? I actually wrote the quote down. He had a couple of rules here. He wouldn't kill women and he wouldn't kill children. He didn't believe in friendships. The one friend he had, he's claiming he's the reason he got locked up. He went to a Catholic grammar school. He was an altar boy. And he's let on that he knows more about Jimmy Hoffa than what everyone thinks he does. Like, his story changed 3 times during what I've been watching. And holy shit, it is insane. Just the amount of, they're trying to get him to talk. And that's so that way they can identify people. He won't. Only ones he will talk about, the only hits he'll talk about are the ones that he's convicted for. That's it. There's one guy, he says he felt bad about killing and he wishes he hadn't done it because the guy was praying and he goes, all right, you got 30 minutes. If God comes down and changes your circumstances, I will go on my way. 30 minutes later, nothing, and he actually felt bad for it. He let one guy go, but shot him in the back of the head. He wanted people to see his pretty face as he killed him. So he would go up super close, pop him in the head. It's fucking crazy. The amount. Richard and Barbara had 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son. And she says that she never asked questions. He would get up in the middle of dinner. He would get out of bed at 3 a.m. and disappear. But she never asked questions. It said that he was really violent at home. And his family never held back on admitting that. So, I mean, you grew up in a violent household. Of course you're going to bring those tendencies with you when you're an adult to your own family. And it's depressing because I don't think anyone deserves it. So, I think that it's a learned behavior, but that's just me. Let's see here. What else was I going to talk about? There was a lot. Hold on, I'm looking for my highlighted shit. Obviously, I'm not going to find it tonight. That's just how my day is going. So, at one point, I'm just going to throw this one out there because I actually thought it was weird the way he said it. If you watch him during his HBO interviews for the special that they had back in the 90s, the only time he shows any remorse is when he's talking about his family. And by his family, I mean his wife and kids. Pretty much he thinks, to hell with the rest of my family, fuck them, this is my family. They asked if he was an executioner, I do believe is the term that was used. And he goes, executioner, that's exotic. No, I'm just a murderer. Like, he knew what he was doing. And there are a lot of people who are suggesting that he should be classified as a serial killer, but he didn't do it for the thrill. He did it for a paycheck. There is a huge difference. Like, they would give him a name, he'd go, take care of it, boom. Big bucks in the bank account. Like, there is a huge difference between serial killer, spree killer, and hitman. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I think. He said that his favorite method, he used a lot of methods, but I'm gathering that his favorite method was actually the cyanide. You could spray it in someone's face. You could water it down and inject it with a hypodermic needle. One time he put it on a guy's fucking hamburger after her homeboy went to the bathroom, and it took him a while. It's undetectable unless you're looking for it. That's why he would use that. One guy didn't die fast enough, so he beat him with a fucking crowbar. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, all this stuff just adds up and up and up and up. So, that is the beginning of the Iceman. I'm going to do a couple of shout outs real quick. Cult Tuesday will be back next week, everybody. It's just the more I started to research this guy, I had to do it. Sorry about it. So my shout outs, Crime Vault. If you haven't checked out their YouTube, I'm going to provide a link down below for their YouTube channel. Fucking amazing. I've been listening to a lot of Cults by Parcast. Obviously, Kingpins. True Crime Squad. They are awesome. Sorry, going through all my podcasts here that I've been listening to lately. My Favorite Murder, Crime Junkie. My new one that I'm about to really get into is Monster, the Zodiac Killer. And what is the book I'm reading? Let me go to the book I'm reading. Sighting In on the Zodiac Killer by Drew Beeson. I just started it, and it is amazing. Just throwing that out there. I actually got it from someone in one of my Facebook groups that I'm a part of. She seemed pretty dope. Deborah. Thanks, lady. What else? I've got nothing. I really do. I haven't really been watching much. Yeah. Excited for the new Fast 9 trailer. Looked pretty dope. I'm not going to give any spoilers in case y'all haven't seen it. It's my favorite thing ever. I did my happy dance for a good, solid 10 minutes and watched it 5 times. I'm pretty sure my husband wanted to shoot me. So yeah, if I look more tired than normal right now, guys, it's because I'm doing a lot at work. So bear with me here. I'm pulling quite a few double shifts right now. So yeah. What else? That's all I really got. If you guys have any suggestions, stuff like that, shoot me a message, drop it down below, put it on my Facebook. I will gladly accept anything at this point. If there is a cult that you want to hear about, shit, I will go and look that up right then and there, dude. Like, no joke. So, yeah. As for the story on the 2 missing kids from Rexburg, the mother released a statement. I'm going to post that on my page. And there's been no say yet as to whether or not a warrant has been issued for their arrest. So, I'm going to keep everyone updated on this throughout Facebook. So, y'all have a great day, morning, night, whatever it is, weekend, the huge. And remember, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, and I'll be back. And just an FYI, the next one is going to be long, like maybe an hour. So just bear that in mind. Mwah.